Three out of 5 videos since the update have been about SMGs, and you still clicked on this one. You must really like SMGs, huh? Hi, I'm Keith, and I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays here on YouTube and on Trovo. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 SMGs after the update. Emphasis on my because with the current meta, different people have different preferences, and of course, what's good for them may not be good for me. However, this is an interesting list because one of the guns in this top 5, you won't even think of putting it here. This list will be completely different from my top 5 SMGs video from Season 3 because of the massive buffs that happened after the update. There are obvious choices, but in my time playing with these SMGs, there are some that stood out. After asking pros and Gunsmith elves alike, along with my own personal experiences, I have made my list and I'm ready to reveal it to you. If you want more of this type of content where I put up my top 5 of certain groups of guns, like this video. It helps me and helps other people see this list. Of course, before we go with our top 5, let me go and mention some of the good SMGs that'll perform well in the current meta. However, it just doesn't feel good for me and they aren't consistent enough to outgun some of these guns in this list. The first one is the Fennec. One of my favorite SMGs from the past season is still good, but because of the buffed QXR, you don't really have a reason to use it anymore other than punish yourself with the vertical recoil and the few bullets it has. It is still usable for SND, but more often than not, you will get beat by the QXR. MSMC is also up there because of the range increase and the ADS time buff, and you can manage the recoil a bit more as well. When you think about it, Fennec and MSMC are kinda almost the same guns. As Dave Skylark said,
Same, but different, but still same.
the Razorback is another one of those guns that are really good statistically, but just doesn't have the same oomph when I'm using it. I'd rather use the Rus 79U like a faster firing GKS or the HG40 even, which feels good but will be outgunned by most guns in this list. Lastly, my beloved, the Pharaoh received a range increase and the ADS mobility has been buffed. It is still a close range beast, needing only to land 3 out of 4 shots in a single burst to get a kill. I will be using this from time to time on SND to have fun in rank. The GKS is still one of the SMGs that feel good enough for me to make it onto number 5 of this list. In the update, it got a 1.1 times damage multiplier to the upper and lower chest. Its mobility was 4.9 down to 4.7 meters per second, just a tad bit slower but still workable, and a huge ADS mobility buff from 2.18 meters per second to 3.72 meters per second. This gun still shreds mid-range, provides good movement and versatility to challenge other SMGs in this list. For the attachments that I use, I run the monolithic suppressor to boost range, MIP light barrel short for the ADS time and the movement speed, tac laser, non-negotiable of course, a mag of your choice, the 40 round extended mag and the 32 round fast reload will work well, just not the 45 round extended mag because of the negatives. Lastly, the granulated suppressor to hold everything together in order to cancel out the first 2 attachments that decrease RBSA. This is a versatile suppressor build if you know me. I like being stealthy and equip suppressors on most of my guns. The GKS is kinda like the PP19 but with horizontal recoil and less bullets. Still a very good gun after the update. Surprise, surprise! The Peacekeeper MK2 belongs to top 4 in this list. Now I'm not being completely biased, and before you comment, how come the AS Val didn't make the list? It's so OP. Hold up. The AS Val and the Type 25 doesn't have the SMG-like mobility that the Peacekeeper has. The ADS mobility was buffed from 1.95 meters per second to 3.15 meters per second. That's a huge increase, if you don't know. It can be used for rushing with the strafe speed it currently has, the fire rate, and the ability to challenge medium range. Recoil can be an issue for some, but who cares? Learn the recoil. For the build, we're going with the agency suppressor, giving us less vertical recoil while having our gun silenced. To make the Peacekeeper competitive, we're going with the task force barrel to extend our damage range and increase the gun's fire rate. Agile stock for the competitive sprint to fire and increase our ADS movement speed. Extended mag is a must because this gun's base mag is 25 bullets only. Lastly, the firm grip tape gives us faster ADS speed and reduces hit flinch, useful for medium range gunfights. With the full stack of PP19 lobbies, Peacekeeper remained a fresh air in the current meta and it will have a place in my loadout. Are you excited for the top 3? Drop a like on this video if number 4 surprised you. The top 3 submachine guns in this list might interchange depending on the type of player that you are, but for me, the QQ9 comes in at number 3. Nothing was buffed or nerfed with this gun except the added aim shake that came with the Season 4 update. You may argue that this SMG is better than the QXR, but it all comes down to personal preference. But if you're going to look at the numbers and what people are using nowadays, you won't see this gun being used as much unlike last season. Since nothing has changed, I still use a range build for the QQ9. Monolithic suppressor, RTC recon tac long to help with the range and the BSA as well, no stock for movement, OWC tac laser for the ADS speed and BSA, and 45 round extended mag for more bullets. Still a beast in close to medium range, and it has some edges over the QXR, but the QQ9 can be inconsistent in close range gunfights. One might claim that this is the best SMG in the game. The PP19 is an LMG with SMG-like mobility and ADS speed. You don't even have to control much recoil, and you just need to pull down and you'll be good to go. There's a reason why fastest nuke records have been popping up on Twitter, and players are usually going with this gun as their weapon of choice. No changes were made for the Bizon, and that's why I'm still using the same attachments. Monolithic suppressor, MIP extended light barrel for extended range, better BSA, and less horizontal recoil. No stock for movement, although you can use the skeleton stock instead, tac laser, and the large caliber ammo to eliminate the body part damage multiplier. This is the very definition of meta if you want to play versatile. You can compensate in close range with movement and with 64 bullets, play in mid range with easy to control recoil, and beam long range if you master this gun. If QQ9's at number 3 and PP19's at number 2, then you would know for sure that this is the top SMG for me in Season 4 of COD Mobile. If we're looking at the time to kill per range, recoil pattern, and consistent firepower, QXR might be our best bet when it comes to close range gunfights. As I mentioned on my QXR versus QQ9 comparison, you can debate that the QXR is better than the QQ9. It is undeniably the meta for aggro SMGs in this Season 4 of COD Mobile, but others would still pick the QQ9 over the QXR because of familiarity and its slightly faster base ADS, even though the QXR has the potential to consistently outgun the QQ9 from close to medium ranges. For my attachments, I use this range build more in order to get better bullet spread accuracy in medium range gunfights. I'm running the monolithic suppressor, OWC marksman barrel, no stock, OWC tac laser, and the enhanced bolt perk, which makes the QXR the best SMG it can be. You can't go wrong with this SMG if you decide to run it. Here are some builds that I use from the honorable mentions, as well as some builds for the other SMGs not mentioned in the video. If you're a casual in Call of Duty Mobile and you want to win in multiplayer, you just need 2 guns in this game. The QXR for close range, or the QQ9 if you want, and the PP19, and use it as a high mobility LMG or AR for playing versatile. Same for competitive players, these are the best guns available to use in tournaments. There are other good options to use for competitive, but these are the easiest guns you can use in the game. If you want more of this type of content, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to interact with me, join our Discord server link down below. For today's question, I want to know your top 3 SMGs in the current meta. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.